Who released a Mara Jade lightsaber, Brocco? Like Disney, like the Disney parks released a Mara Jade lightsaber? Okay, you know what? Since we're talking about this much, fuck it. Let's just watch the Clownfish. Let's watch the Clownfish and see how Disney is going to try and bastardize Star Wars and instead of now that they have basically destroyed and then violated the corpse of their own new Star Wars cinematic universe. Let's see if we hear about what their plans are to now violate the OG Legends EU. So, let's see. Yeah, that's
hey guys,
what the thumbnail implied, Bronco.
TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's time for another daily dose.
Hang on. As is tradition, when Geeky is on screen, I will not be covering her. Sorry, Neon. Geeky wins.
Of Dismal Disney. We're going to talk about Disney cashing in on Mara Jade.
Oh, I am in a mood. I am not happy about this.
Oh, here we go.
Mara Jade is one of Geeky's favorite Star Wars characters.
Yeah.
She's one of mine too.
It's kind of ironic.
She is one of mine too. I freaking love Mara Jade. Mara Jade is awesome. And like, I'm kind of I may have to look up that cover art after this because that looks like awesome cover art of Mara Jade right there. That looks fucking cool. Yeah, Mara Jade is one of the most popular characters from the Star Wars Legacy canon. Yes, Alex, Galen Merrick is fucking awesome. Galen Merrick is what Luke would have been if Luke actually cut lips. That was the whole concept. And did you, Atanashi? Thank you. Yes. Well, Revan, that's the thing. Like, the thumbnail for this video shows Zendaya as Mara Jade. I bet they're gonna bring that up. So let's go.
Ironic, right? Disney, as soon as they bought Star Wars, as soon as they bought Lucasfilm, they decided they were going to scrap the EU, but now they keep going back to the EU.
Yes,
because they know
Revan.
People love those characters, and they're starting to cherry pick stuff, and they're starting to merchandise the EU.
Well, I'm mad about that. I am very mad about that because, they are just picking out stuff. They could have gone with the EU. There's so much in the EU they could have used for a sequel trilogy, and they just flushed it because they were them and they wanted to be theirs, and we know how that went. And they...
Yes! Geeky's word. I've said this so many times. Like, Disney had the perfect fucking blueprint for how to continue with Star Wars once they acquired the franchise. They had the absolute perfect blueprint. They didn't have to copy the Timothy Zahn books exactly. They didn't. No one was expecting them to copy the Timothy Zahn books exactly. But god damn it, they had decades. They probably had something like a decade or a decade and a half of EU from multiple fantastic fucking authors. The roadmap was laid the fuck out for them. And this is something that Star Wars fans love, that the EU established by Timothy Zahn and everyone that came after Timothy Zahn in writing of the extended universe. Like, fans would have loved that if they had stuck with that roadmap. And instead of using that roadmap, they said, nah, we're gonna basically just fuck all of the main characters that Star Wars fans love. We're gonna take the holy trinity of Luke, Leia, and Han and diarrhea dump all over them. They basically took a bantha diarrhea dump all over Luke, Leia, and Han, just so they could take their dog shit new generation characters that they pulled out of their ass and elevate them.
Disney had a roadmap and tried to program a GPS location manually instead. and they drove into a lake 3 times over.
No, it's worse than that. It's worse than that. This was literally they stood on the heads of, as the saying goes, they stood on the heads of geniuses to take their own, pull them out of their ass characters and try and elevate them and make them the new hotness, and in the process basically buried the OG, which is the whole reason people watch Star Wars in the first place. They were not respectful to the lead characters, in that the lead characters could basically have one last ride and hand off the franchise to these new characters in a respectful way. Like, okay, we're tired, but we're gonna, we're older now, we're tired, but the galaxy needs saving. We're gonna save the galaxy one last time, and then when it's all over, the galaxy is in your hands now, take good care of it. No. Instead, Khan probably got the best treatment of all of them. And even then, it was iffy. Luke, oh my god, fucking Luke? Words cannot adequately describe how poorly they treated Luke Skywalker. They fucking bitch slapped him like a redhead stepchild. And, Leo, they're not going to make Mara a damsel. This is Disney. You think they're really going to make a woman a damsel in distress now? Especially in Star Wars? Really? Thank you, Atsunashi. Do you really think that they're going to take Mara Jade, the badass female, and turn her into a damsel? Not a snowball's chance in hell in some. Never going to happen. It's more likely that they'd make her into a Mary Sue. That is the more likely possibility. Definitely not a damsel. And now, and again, exactly. Oh, they turned him into a little bitch. Thank you for the tier 3, Zeb. Thank you. Yeah, what Disney did to Luke Skywalker is nobody's forgetting that, and that was the moment when people left Star Wars. What was it? Fuck, I can't even remember the name. I can't even remember Jackass's movie. The Last Jedi. With the last Jedi, what they did to Luke is when they lost everybody. That's when they lost everybody. Oh, Zeb, I don't think Luke was fine. They took the primary character, because Luke was the primary character of Star Wars. Let's never forget that. Yes, it was the trilogy, it was the trinity of Luke, Leia, and Han. That was always the case. But Luke was the character. Luke was basically, he was one of the tentpole characters of the franchise. And instead of having him, okay, if you want to take the storyline that he, some things went wrong with the Jedi Temple and he put himself into self-exile and everything, that's fine, but they turned him into a little bitch. And that's not Luke Skywalker, his very character was a symbol of hope. And they tried to backtrack it somewhat in the Mandalorian seasons when they introduced Luke in, they did the deep fake of Luke in the Mandalorian series. They tried to backtrack it, making it seem like he was, more like his old self. But the fans weren't buying it. They were not buying how they basically turned him into a decrepit old man who hated the world and cut himself off from the Force and was drinking green titty milk. And how Rey, not even a Padawan, somehow fucking Rey is able to best Luke Skywalker in a one-on-one. Luke fucking Skywalker, who is a Jedi Master by this point. Rey, goddamn Mary Sue Rey, was able to best Luke one-on-one with hardly any effort. Wait, no. Fucking no. Yes, Eb, he did. Actually, sorry, it wasn't in The Mandalorian, it was in the Book of Boba Fett, is where they had, where they showed Luke, with his new Jedi Temple, working with Grogu. That's where they showed Luke. It wasn't The Mandalorian, it was Book of Boba Fett. Because Book of Boba Fett was basically Mandalorian Season 2.5. Okay, Leo, have a good nap. So, yeah, anyway, way off track. I'm not even a minute in this, we're way off track. But anyway, yes, Emperor, Rey beat Luke in a 1v1 with not all that much effort.
They kind of crapped on all the fans that were fans of this stuff for years. Yeah. But now we're going to bring Mara Jade. We know that people will buy Mara Jade stuff because there's a whole fandom for that. So we're going to try to pander to them now. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, I kind of low-key want it. But first of all, it's $325 and it doesn't even come with the blade.
Oh, fucking hell.
I have a feeling they're
$325 for the Mara Jade lightsaber hilt. $300 without the fucking blade. I will okay. Here's the funny part. I will guarantee you, someone is going to buy this. They are going to do a digital scan of it, and they're going to start 3D printing this and selling it for half the price. I will bet you anything. Wait, this is meant for you to just basically have it's Disney's trying to basically make it a quote-unquote collector's item. That's what they're doing. They're basically just trying to make this a collector's item so you can mount it in a little stand or something with all your other lightsaber hilts. That's it. That's why they're asking so fucking much for it.
They're going to sell more of these than they did the Reva lightsaber.
Probably. Reva figures they're probably giving them away and still people don't want them.
Oh my God. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
If you're not getting notifications, get notified over at clownshishtv.substack.com. Every time we post a new episode, you will get an email notification if you sign up for that. So thank you so much. So tell me what's going on with this Mara Jade lightsaber.
So tomorrow at, I think it's like 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern time, the Disney Store is going to release this limited edition. I think there's 3,500 pieces. Mara Jade hilt. Okay. If you want the lightsaber blade, yes, the blade costs you extra. You have to buy the Legacy blade extra, but when you put the Legacy blade in, it'll glow purple.
Okay.
They're going to sell these, and they're going to be available on the Disney Store online. They're going to be available at.
Yeah. That's kind of a funny thing, isn't it? Star Warsologists. Who came first? Mara Jade's lightsaber or Mace Windu's lightsaber? I'm not talking about canonically, I'm talking about chronologically in real life. Whose lightsaber came first, Mara's or Mace's? Mace's? Chronologically in real life, not Star Wars chronological. That's not, bear in mind, I'm like, so did like Mace Windu, like Samuel Jackson's Mace Windu in episode 2, first igniting his lightsaber, that happened, that came out before Mara built her lightsaber in the EU. Correct, not in universe lore. Obviously Mace Windu existed before Mara did in canon, in lore canon. I'm talking about like chronologically. Did episode 2 in real life Mara did come out before Mace? Okay, that's what I was wondering. Because remember how much of a big deal it was that what? No, oh, yes. JB, I do believe you're correct. Yeah, when Luke brought her into his academy, he got his old lightsaber from the clone of, himself. There was, was it Ron who made the clone of Luke? Using his hand that got cut off by Vader and the lightsaber he was holding. And I think after he beat his clone, he did give his old first lightsaber, which was Anakin's lightsaber, to Mara, but then she, of course, through her Jedi training, had to build her own. The guy who played Mara asked for... No, Pirate, you mean Mace. Yes, Samuel L. Jackson said he wanted a purple lightsaber. I was just wondering if, in the books, did Mara Jade have a lightsaber in the books before Samuel L. Jackson's role in the movie? That's what I was wondering. And hers was red first. Okay. Because the point I'm trying to make is that the big deal was made about how Mace Windu had a purple lightsaber. But I'm pretty sure Mara's purple lightsaber existed before Samuel L. Jackson was cast as Mace Windu and he picked the purple lightsaber. That's the point I was trying to make. You know, everybody talks about how Mace Windu had the purple lightsaber. People always forget about Mara.
Hollywood Studios and
I know she was Robo.
theme park, and they're going to be
did it,
limited to
Brevin?
that amount for all 3 locations.
Okay.
So
it's just very weird. It's been very weird to me because they made such a big deal about getting rid of the expanded universe, right? And now they're going back. They're like, yeah, we're getting.
Okay, we're quibbling a little bit, but Atasha, I'm not talking about since she was introduced. She didn't build her lightsaber right when she was introduced. There were multiple books that happened soon after her introduction before she built her purple lightsaber. That's where I was going for. Yeah.
Getting rid of the expanded universe, except for Thrawn. Maybe we'll bring Thrawn. Oh, we'll bring this character. We'll bring that character over. Oh, you know what? Mara Jade, yeah, she's really popular. We'll bring her over too.
Well, that's it. Everybody was complaining when they did the sequel trilogy. They're like, you know, you have Rey. Why didn't you just do this? You know, like something based on Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, Last Command, the Timothy Zahn books, and you know, bring in Mara Jade and Thrawn and some of the other characters that were really well liked into the sequel trilogy. Well, you know, I don't even know what George Lucas's treatment was. It probably didn't include them either.
No,
but they could have gone with that kind
Mara
of stuff.
Jade.
Did he?
Yeah, he didn't like the idea of Luke getting together with her.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because he didn't think he should be married. Yes.
Wait. Hang on. I want to hear that again.
Well liked into the sequel trilogy. Well, you know, I don't even know what George Lucas's treatment was. It probably didn't include them either.
No,
but they could have gone with that kind of stuff. Did he?
Oh, George Lucas hated Mara Jade.
Of Luke getting together with her.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because he's
just another example of why George Lucas can't be let off, needs a leash when he works on his projects. Because George Lucas didn't like Mara Jade, but Mara Jade became one of the most popular characters in the EU of Star Wars before Disney took over. That's just another example of why George Lucas worked best as, the writer, the director, or the producer of Star Wars with a leash on, as opposed to just being like, oh, go, you creative genius, do whatever the fuck you want.
He didn't think he should be married. Yes. I just think that he could have done so much with that before. But now what they did was they just pissed a bunch of people off. And they just lost a lot of audience for both the movies and the TV shows, and they've fractured the fandom, and they've, flushed the IP down the toilet. So they're like, where can we get people to still buy stuff? Oh, let's slap Mara Jade on it, and the people that are like, they're mad at us about that, they'll buy it. And they low-key kind of want one, but not $325.
This is what's so wild about Disney. So they flush fan goodwill down the toilet, chasing these new characters, right? That they're trying to introduce. And
they didn't flush down the toilet. No. That's being too kind. saying that they flushed the fans' goodwill down the toilet is being too kind. They turned fans into the toilet with Disney Star Wars. Okay, let us not fuck with this. They literally turned the fans into the toilet, took a diarrhea dump right on their face, and said, "You like that, don't you?" Because bringing up Mara Jade now is only going to piss people off. Because with Mara Jade, she's Luke's wife. Her entry into the franchise was her hunting Luke. Okay? You don't have Luke anymore. And now introducing Mara Jade into, like, number one, if Disney tries to introduce Mara Jade into Star Wars canon right now, everyone's going to see right through it, and everyone's going to tell Disney, kindly go fuck yourself. This is a blatant attempt to try and win fans back. Nobody's going to buy it. Everyone knows they're going to fuck it up in one way or another. And this is not bringing people back. Disney's only hope right now is to try and sell Star Wars to another studio and try and recoup at least a little bit of the billions of dollars that they wasted buying the franchise in the first place. That is the only way. That's the only way forward for Disney, because Star Wars as a Disney brand is dead, and Disney killed it. Kind of like Marvel, as a Disney brand, is dead because Disney killed it. Their only hope, the only way we're going to see a return is if it's taken out of Disney's hands and given to someone else, and they completely reboot from episode 7. Okay, the only way Star Wars has a chance right now is if someone else basically takes control of the franchise, eliminates literally everything that Disney has done to Star Wars, and starts fresh post episode 6. Granted, you're going to have a significant time jump. You're going to need to either recast the characters or do it post Luke, Leia, and Han, which I still believe recasting Luke, Leia, and Han with younger actors, that are in like their 30s, I still firmly believe that could work. I really do think that could work, because especially with some of the fan base, I know, and I'm not saying this is a right or wrong right now. I know a fair amount of the fan base apparently are disliking Mark Hamill, things that Mark Hamill said. I have no fucking clue what Mark Hamill said to piss these fans off, nor do I care. But I do think that the Star Wars fan base would probably be okay with recasting the roles of Luke, Leia, and Han to younger, like 30-something actors, and rebooting the franchise post episode 6 and continuing from there. That is honestly the only way Star Wars will work now, is to reboot it like that. Yeah, I mean, after giving it, after doing nothing for a decade, kind of like what they need to do with Doctor Who, just shelve it for 10 years, allow the dirty taste to get washed out of people's mouths, and then reboot the franchise. With, and again, recast the 3 leads. Recast Luke, Leia, and Han with 30-something actors that respect the franchise in its true form, not the Disney bullshit, that respect the franchise and have, the good chemistry together, because let's face it, the 3 of them need to have good chemistry. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly possible. But that's the only way forward with at the very least Star Wars. It is the only way forward. By going that route. And I have no idea if we're going to get it.
The Acolyte and all this stuff, and the
Alex,
the
Doctor
Rey
Who,
trilogy,
for
all
God's
this
sakes.
stuff, right? And obviously, it's not resonating with fans. And we're talking. You can't say that Star Wars fans hate female characters, because Mara Jade is incredibly popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She's incredibly popular.
Oh, it's Mara Jade Skywalker because she actually had a reason to have the Skywalker name. She didn't just adopt it because she wanted to. She literally is a female Skywalker, unlike Rey.
I mean, Blood Rose, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, I would love that. I mean, look, they're fishing because I think they're so desperate. I think they're going to try to bring her into
that's what I'm worried
Disney
about.
canon, because
Which won't fucking work. Yeah, Kiki's concerns are the same concerns I have. If they try and bring Mara Jade into the current iteration of Star Wars by Disney, it won't fucking work. Mara Jade came into being in Star Wars because of Luke. She was hunting Luke. And Luke turned her away from the dark side and made her one of the greatest Jedi in the Star Wars franchise. You don't have Luke anymore. Luke is gone. And people are actually kind of happy because they fucked up Luke's 6 Ways to Sunday. And there's, the whole thing with Mara is her and Luke were a pair. They had so many adventures together. They loved one another. They got married. They had children. You can't do any of that. You cannot do any of that in Disney Star Wars because Luke's fucking gone. Even if they try and do some kind of backstory bullshit with Mara Jade, where they say this happened before Episode 7, the fans still aren't going to care. It is too late. You've pissed them off. You've pushed them away. They are not going to care. You already done fucked up, Disney. Stick it, throw the towel in. You're fucking done. Stick a fork in you. You're cooked.
They kind of started it with, oh yeah, guys, Thrawn's coming back. We're going to bring Thrawn back, but just in the cartoon. You know what? We're going to canonize Thrawn. We're going to bring him back into the Disney Star Wars universe, and they'll bring her back.
Yard Dog, certainly
obviously
not.
she's not going to be married to Luke.
It doesn't work if they bring Mara Jade in.
I don't want them to bring her back because I'm afraid they're going to do to her. Because, if you told me back in 2016 or so, 2017, that they were going to, bring her in, I would have been thrilled to death. I'd have been like, hell yeah, let's go. And now I'm just like, don't touch her. Because I know if you do, you're going to ruin her. Because the people that are in charge over there, the people you put in charge of these shows and movies are complete idiots, except for a few people.
Well, yeah, Yard Dog, I think they may get into this. That I'm wondering, if there's rumor that they're trying to court Zendaya to play Mara Jade. Because for some fucking reason, they want Zendaya in goddamn everything right now. So I think they may bring up that there may be a rumor that they're trying to get her to be Mara Jade. Which, okay, Revan, Zendaya, she's not a fucking redhead. And I'm sorry, they've already fucked it up with me. People may have liked her in the Spider-Man series. She's not Mary Jane. She's not. They cast her as fucking Mary Jane in Spider-Man. It's like, who the fuck is this? This is not Mary fucking Jane. So they've already, yeah, I know. Michelle Jones, they did that. Yeah, you know why they did that. They did that because people, when they first released the first Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, and she said her name was MJ, people went, "Aw, fucking what? You just deleted the red hair? The redhead? Fuck no." And Disney quickly went, "Oh shit, people are pissed that we deleted the gorgeous model-ass redhead. We better make sure that we change it so her name isn't actually Mary Jane, it's Michelle Jones." And they just call her MJ. Yeah. Oh, Briar doesn't. That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. And yeah, Larook, I agree. I do think she is overrated. I didn't think she was a good character in Spider-Man. She was just, snarky. And, again, we were missing a very crucial character in actual Mary Jane to basically be something to tether Spider-Man to, regular life. And yeah, Zendaya as Mara Jade? No. Just fucking no. And oh, I know, Yard Dog. I've bitched about that in the past. How they race swapped Triss in the Witcher TV show. I was pissed about that too. But for some reason, Zendaya is the fucking flavor of a couple years, and they want to cast her fucking everything. I do not fucking get it. No. God, I'll be surprised if Rachel Zegler gets work from Disney again. Well, yeah, exactly. They like, Disney hates redheads. They fucking hate it. They take key point of note. Disney has taken every popular redhead character and re-swapped him. They did it with Mary Jane. They did it with fucking Ariel. And I'm guessing they're probably looking to do it with Mara Jade. Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, there is a pattern. Oh, Revan, let's not fuck with it. She was not a redhead. Okay? The live-action Ariel was not a redhead. Let's not fuck with this. They tried to make it appear like she's a redhead. She wasn't a fucking redhead.
Complete idiots, and they will completely ruin the character. I have zero doubt. And like you joked, it'd probably be Zendaya. And I'm
Wouldn't surprise me, Rax.
She plays everybody now, right?
Well, I'm just saying, because
they just said it.
Complete idiots, and they will completely ruin the character. I have zero doubt. And like you joked, it'd probably be Zendaya. And I'm
because she plays everybody now, right?
Well, I'm just saying, because they won't leave her as a white ginger. No, we can't have that. We have to race bend any ginger now.
Yep.
So they'll probably make her black because,
Yep.
Diversity and inclusion, and they only go after redheads. So they're going to ruin her. They're going to find I don't want them to touch her. The other option was they kept saying Brie Larson was going to play Mara Jade. And I'm like, hell no.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Do not let that woman play Mara Jade.
Well, I think a lot of this is just trolling fans.
Yeah. And why not Brie Larson? Because Brie Larson's another one that can't act. Okay? Brie Larson's acting is meh at best. Like, to quote a very great YouTube commentator, she's a plank of wood. Yes, and that you are correct, Atanachi. This is still a rumor, but we are kind of working off of Disney's track record. Scarlet as Mara Jade would work. I have very serious doubts that Scarlet wants to work with Disney again. I don't think Scarlet wants to have anything to do with Disney in the future because of the way they try to fuck her majorly with the Black Widow movie. Yes, Brie Larson is the one that played Captain Marvel, otherwise known as that plank of wood wearing spandex. Hell, I got one for you. Shuck, what's her name? Shit. Oh, I'm blanking on her name. Amy Pond. What is her name? Fuck, I'm forgetting her name. Chat, help me out. Who played Amy? Karen Gillan, thank you. Karen Gillan, I think would be a good choice for Mara Jade. She's already proven she can play a badass. She proved that with Guardians of the Galaxy. She can play a badass. She's a redhead. Why not have Karen Gillan play Mara Jade? She's in the age-wise, she's in a good spot for the age-wise for the character. She's got, the one who played Lady Deadpool. Well, Lady Deadpool, I think, was probably a stunt performer. Yeah, the person, Xanax, the person who voiced Lady Deadpool was Blake Lively. Okay. Yeah. Molly Rimp, no, way too old, Kendrick. No, you wanna have someone with reasonable youth, maybe 30s, that has some of the physicality to exemplify the character. So yeah, there's a lot of choices that don't involve race swapping the actress. So a black woman is playing Mara Jade, which is, I guarantee you, what Disney has already talked about.
They're like, okay, so what would be the most unpopular decision? Okay, guys, good news, bad news. Good news, we're bringing Mara Jade back. Bad news is she can't be anything like she was in the expanded universe because that ship has sailed. We didn't use that storyline, and also we're gonna pick a very unpopular actress to play Mara Jade, just to stick it to the
they'll pick a popular one, but they'll just make sure she's not white.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're basically interchangeable at this point, according to
Oh,
Hollywood.
no. Oh, Resin, I disagree. They hate redheads so much they absolutely would make Darth Talon red because Darth Talon would be a bad guy. So of course red is good for a bad guy. Granted, Darth Talon would instead be changed to being a misunderstood, poor Sith who you just don't understand their inner pain. And you actually have to think they're the hero because Disney actually aligns themselves with the Sith more than they do the Jedi because Disney is evil. Yeah. Machinist! I'm gonna tell Zelina on you. Calling redheads terrible. I'm gonna tell Zelina on you. Zelina, are you in chat? Machinist is saying bad things about redheads.
Disney too.
Well, that's okay because I'm sure Zendaya is going to be busy playing Snape in the new Harry Potter.
Oh no, no. We were talking about it earlier. Yes, they did cast that one guy.
They did, yeah, that was 100%. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. This is like a sign.
Wait. Is that confirmed? I've seen thumbnails about that. Is it confirmed that they cast that black actor as Snape? Has that actually been confirmed? Hang on, I want to hear. Really? Yeah. Yeah. Why is this not a surprise? I shouldn't. Yes. Xanax, apparently they did. Clownfish covered it? Okay. So it was confirmed. It wasn't just a rumor, it was confirmed. Well, good job, Warner Brothers. You just killed your Harry Potter franchise. Yep, you're exactly right. The series is literally DOA right now when doing that. And yeah, LaRook, you're right. Adam Driver would have been fucking fantastic for Snape. I think if they'd cast Adam Driver, people would have been in love. Yeah, it's an HBO series, but it's still a Warner Brothers property. The Harry Potter franchise is still a Warner Brothers property. So basically, HBO via Warner Brothers literally just killed their franchise doing that. They literally just killed it. Now that this is out, the series is dead. It is. They bravo. Well, no, Zep, Harry Potter, Harry Potter, I wouldn't say was dead. When the Harry Potter game came out a couple years ago, that was one of the best-selling games of the year. So I don't think Harry Potter was already dead. I think its popularity had faded. However, in the video game, Hogwarts Legacy did revitalize it a couple years ago. Especially with the controversy giving it getting eyeballs on it, which there was the controversy was no controversy at all. But when did J.K. Rowling swap Hermione? When the hell did that happen? I don't remember hearing about that. Yeah, the Silver Veil Pick meme controversy. Yeah. Back when they were doing a play. Really? No, V-Dog, I knew you were talking about J.K. Rowling. I understood that you were talking about. Oh, you said, yeah, J.K. approved it. Yeah. Yes, that's what I'm referring to. It is you know, the Harry Potter the Harry Potter as a franchise, the popularity of it had dimmed considerably, and then the Hogwarts Legacy game gave it a boost back up again. And my guess is that boost also encouraged Warner Brothers to look at this series that they're doing on HBO. However, now that they're race swapping one of the big characters in it, it's dead. Because now everybody's like, okay, so this is going to be nothing but a DEI fuckfest. We're done.
Well, that's okay, because I'm sure Zendaya is going to be busy playing Snape in the new Harry Potter.
Oh no, no. We were talking about it earlier. Yes, they did cast that one guy.
That was 100%. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. This is like a side tangent.
Hey.
I'm gonna be honest. People are gonna get
Hi,
mad
Bo.
at me,
That wouldn't surprise me.
I don't really care. The showrunner of the Harry Potter series did his Dark Materials, and they race swapped a whole bunch of characters, right? Mm-hmm. But the show itself was actually pretty good.
Of course.
That being said, Snape was one of the few characters that had a very explicit description, and it's kind of hard to imagine this kind of buff-looking black dude being this like Weasley, greasy.
Oh yeah, Zeb, I remember that. I remember that.
Oh my God!
Wait, what?
Greasy.
Okay, so they're gonna kill the black man.
Oh my God! I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Have a snake kill a black man.
I keep feeling some of these casting choices are just like, you want to talk about defense against the dark arts. It's like defense against the woke mob. Like, oh, guys, we've got diversity. You can't attack us. You can't attack us.
Yeah, and people said, they could have, done Adam Driver or something like that, and he would have been
Adam Driver would have been perfect. He would have.
Yes, they didn't do that because we have to get race swaps in there, and I guarantee you Hermione will be black.
I can almost guarantee it.
Snape was the one character that it's like Snow White. It's the one character that gave a very, very, very in-depth description of and talked about how pale this character was. It was one of his defining traits, and this is like Snow White all over again.
Machinist? Okay, first of all, based. Second of all, I want you to give Sai a big ass hug and a kiss on the cheek for me and tell her thank you.
It was literally, she was Snow White because she's skin is white as snow. It's just like that.
Yes, Ralph Bronco, I know.
Watch this show much anyway.
I know.
Honestly,
I don't know. I'm really torn about the Harry Potter thing. Like because they definitely left a lot out of the books, but I'm also like, to most people, Harry Potter is always going to be those movies, the original movies.
No, I mean, like you said, the guy who's doing this was the guy who did his Dark Materials, and he did a good job, even with the race swapping. So
yeah, we'll see. Anyway,
yes, hi boy, I believe you are correct.
You started it.
Thank you, Machinist.
Park. We went across town.
Okay,
and I started talking. Yeah, so let's talk about Mara Jade.
But there's not much else to say. I mean, they're going to have these lightsabers. They're going to be limited edition. What they'll do, because it's Disney Store. If you go to the Disney Store online, you'll have to go in and you'll have to be in a waiting room and you'll have to wait there. And then when it goes live, they're supposed to do it in order, but I don't buy that. They'll probably get sucked out the back by scalpers anyway. And you have to wait in line. And
hi, Selena.
And that's how they do it. But
did Machinist tell you why I
told him
to tell you that?
Like, you want to cash in on her now when you flushed her on a toilet. And two, I just feel it's disingenuous because I think they're just going after fans. They know, who could we cash in on? Oh, they still love Mara Jade. You still like her, right? So we can get money out of you.
Yeah.
Your dog, I do believe you're correct. Yeah, Hermione was brunette. Yeah, it was Ginny, Ron's sister. That was, Ron's whole family was redhead, which I believe is something that was written in the book, is that the entire Weasley family was a redhead. Now, I've never read the Harry Potter books, but correct me if I'm wrong, isn't the whole point with why the Weasleys are so poor had something to do with them being redheads, and there was like a stigma against them about being redheads? Am I correct about that? Am I understanding that correctly? Like, part of like one of the quasi reasons why the Weasleys were poor or something like that is like they were they were frowned upon badly because of being redheads. Am I okay? It's not correct. No, Zed, No, I never had an interest in Harry Potter. I did. I preferred reading like the Star Wars books or like D&D books as opposed to Harry Potter. So I never really got into it. It's because Arthur loves muggles and wants to help them through his little pig Jeff. Ah, fair enough. Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Then 3, I'm terrified they're gonna try. Well, now we're teasing with this stuff, and you said there was a.
Wait, Bronco, you bought one of these lightsabers? One of these lightsabers they're just talking about here. You bought one of these. Really? And they didn't sell out quickly. It was still available for 30 to 35 minutes later. Okay, well, Neon Geeky, someone from my chat bought one of these lightsabers, and they actually didn't sell out very quickly. So, Neon Geeky, if you happen to watch this, I don't know if you do, one of my chat bought one of those lightsabers, and they did not sell out in a flash like we're thinking of. They didn't go to scalpers or something. Well, Bronco, I hope you're happy with your purchase. Genuinely, I hope you're happy with the purchase. It's a lot of money for a lightsaber hilt like that.
There was a Hasbro toy set too.
Good night, Stinger Man.
Told me about it. I remember she let me know right away they had it, and I didn't buy it because it was a lot of my time, and I was just like, I think it was like, I forget how much it was, like 80 to 100, and I was like, I don't care.
That's how it was with the Reva lightsaber back then.
So I didn't buy it. But they had the Last Command pack.
Yeah, so this is like really adding, like now they call it Legends, but this is like really.
Oh God, Taurus Kaboff. No. Yeah, this was one of the big bads from the Timothy Zahn trilogy that came out. That kickstarted the EU. Although this was a clone, he was not the real Joris. He was a clone of the original, but he didn't know that. He did not actually know that he was a clone in the book. It was kind of, and I'm trying to remember if Thrawn knew about it or not. It's been a while since I've read the series. I don't think Thrawn knew about it. He discovered him, but he didn't know about it. And it also introduced the I can't remember if Mara killed him or if Luke killed him. Like I said, it's been a while since I've read those books. Yeah, like, oh shit. Okay, that's not USC. That's, I don't know what the currency HKS is. That's not $900 USC. Or USD. That is, I'm not sure what currency that's in, but it's not US currency. Okay, Hong Kong dollars. So I don't know what the current conversion rate is for Hong Kong dollars to USD, but that's what that is. That's the price. So don't freak out. It's not US currency.
Some salt in the wound. Like, yeah, not only did we decanonize this, and this was a great sequel to the original trilogy, much better than Disney's own sequel trilogy.
Yeah,
and
it
people
was really
loved,
good.
This was the springboard. The Zahn trilogy was the springboard for the entire expanded universe.
Yes, it was.
And I would say bringing it back.
Yeah, but they couldn't do it. I mean, if they did a
what? 300 what? No, well, Revan, you said 3. I thought you were saying that that $899.90 in Hong Kong dollars converted to. I thought you were saying it converted into 3. Okay, I may be misunderstanding what you said. Oh, what about Mando season 3? Oh, they do the whole Thrawn clone thing now with Moff Gideon and Mando season. Yes. Yes, they did the Moff Gideon clone thing in Mando season 3. Yeah, okay, I see what you're talking about. No, I was talking about the original book. Good night, Stefan. Yeah, I was talking about the original book series where Joris is a clone. It converts to 115 USD. Okay. That makes a bit more sense. It's still expensive as fuck for 4 figures, but it is Disney, so it's not surprising.
Sequel trilogy 10 years earlier, they probably could have basically done this, but like, yeah, it was really ahead of its time, and you know, there were some concepts actually from it, like Coruscant. Timothy Zahn came up with Coruscant, because I don't know if Lucas actually thought it through. Like, I wondered even as a kid, I'm like, where does the Empire live? Because it seemed like they're just always floating around in space in ships.
Oh, it's
I'm like,
probably
do they have like a planet
it's probably
that
not
they
the
live
greatest
on,
quality
or
Duran, but
where
it's always
where
a
are they at
markup.
in the meantime? You know,
That's what I was wondering, because I'm like, well, we know where Luke came from. We know where Leia came from. We know where everybody else, like, quote unquote, lives. But I'm like, where does Darth Vader live? He just lives in a spaceship? Is that
apparently? Yes, because he can't. He
lives
no
on
mask, so he
Mustafar.
just breathes through that forever. Yeah. So there was a lot of things they wanted to take from those books, and those books kicked it off. If you've never read them, they are so good. I can't tell you enough that you should go read them. They are way better than.
They are. Chat, if you have the opportunity, read some of the OG Star Wars books starting with Timothy Zahn, Heir to the Empire. They are fantastic fucking books. They are, like, Timothy Zahn did so good. He basically picked up where Return of the Jedi left off and wove this really wonderful story that literally exploded into this huge literary EU of, of Star Wars that everybody loved, and what everybody was expecting Disney was going to do with the series when they purchased it. Everybody thought, okay, Disney's got the series. They're going to basically, maybe they're going to do like start off with Heir to the Empire. Maybe they'll do like the Jedi Academy thing. And instead, Disney said, nope, we're burning the entire EU and we're doing our own fucking thing because we're Disney. Because Disney. Which is kind of the start of Disney's entire downfall.
What we got. And I read those things so many times. It's been a while since I read them, but I used to read them over and over and over again. I love them so much.
They didn't even need to copy and paste read them. They could just use as a roadmap.
Like
they said,
they're going
no,
back
we're just
and
going to burn it all.
picking these characters from the expanded universe. Even recently in the Acolyte, Darth Plagueis, like he never had a description in the movies. I always assumed he was human, but it turned out that he was, I can't remember off the top of my head, the race that Munes, I think they're Munes, the banker. Remember the banker clan with the really long heads?
Yeah.
And Attack of the Clones. Well, he was supposedly one of them, but that was in the expanded universe. And then they decided to canonize him as one of those in the Acolyte, if you consider the Acolyte canon.
Oh, exactly.
I mean, really.
Yeah, exactly, LaRook.
They just keep doing this. They keep going back to the EU. And I mean, okay, I guess on one hand, you could argue at least they're bringing some EU stuff into it.
Yeah.
But, and I get that. But
no, I will argue that they're bringing EU stuff into it. Because they're bringing EU stuff into it because they failed. That's why they're bringing EU stuff into it. The only reason this is being done is because Disney has failed so fucking abysmally to create their own Star Wars that they're desperate for fan service, and thus they're grabbing characters from the EU and putting it into their Star Wars and saying, see, we actually like the EU that you guys love. Come back, give us more money. They're putting the EU characters in out of desperation. That's it. They're not doing it out of any kind of service to the story or service to the franchise on a storytelling fashion. They're doing it because they are desperate to try and make any money off Star Wars. Because right now, Disney has lost so much fucking money from Star Wars, it's not even funny. Their films did okay. Their TV shows have shit the bed with the exception of Mandalorian Season 1 and 2. Their TV shows have shit the bed, and those were expensive as hell to make. Andor did okay, but a lot of people slept on it. And leave us not forget, they're losing fuck tons of money from Star Wars in their parks, too. Leave us not forget I can't even remember how many millions they lost from their Star Wars hotel that did not even last a fucking year before it closed and is now being used as Imaginarium Studios. Okay, the Clone Wars, in terms of making them money, that was Netflix. That was D+. That was a streaming show. Streaming shows do not make them much money. And it costs far less to make an animated series than it does the live action. The cost for them to do Star Wars Visions was, I'd say, maybe 1/4 of the cost for them to do just like 1/2 of a Star Wars season. That's it. So Visions was okay. It's not bringing Star Wars back. The problem Disney has is they didn't look and go, Star Wars Visions actually did pretty decently. Maybe we should do more stuff like that.
To quote J.R.R. Tolkien, evil cannot create, it can only corrupt.
So, no, exactly. Clone Wars, I think when Disney bought Lucasfilm, Clone Wars is already working, so they inherited Clone Wars. They didn't, they hold absolutely no credit for the success of Clone Wars because because I think they bought it when it was already in the works. It was already it had already started to launch with a couple seasons. Like the only thing they might get credit for is Rebels. I never saw Rebels. Apparently people really like Rebels. That's the one Disney animated program other than Visions that they could get credit for that was decent.
That train of thought. The problem is that they completely shat on it to begin with, and now when they want to bring people back, they're trying to cherry pick crap out of there. And Mara Jade's one of the ones I'm afraid they're gonna bring into it, and like
wait. He can break bad or good. Okay. They're recognizing that he could be a good guy, bad. Okay, yeah, because this is Starkiller. I thought Starkiller's armor was kind of cool. I liked Galen Merrick as a character. I thought Galen Merrick in Force Unleashed was awesome. I was kind of hoping that we'd see him show up in one of the Disney movies, like come in, just be like, okay, let's fuck some shit up. It unfortunately never happened, but that's kind of neat.
Like I said, 10 years ago, I'd have been like, oh yeah, Hall, go do it. Hot damn.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, do not even think about it because I know you're going to ruin her. I have zero doubt that you're going to fuck her up. I have zero doubt.
That would have been the second one. Because it's from Force Unleashed 2 because he's got 2 lightsabers. See, he's got the two lightsabers. Although this armor was showcased in Force Unleashed 1. So they're kind of mixing it up. Shocking. Disney's fucking things up. The armor... Actually, no. No, he was in the second one. Oh. See, he's got 2 lightsabers. So Galen Merrick only wielded 1 lightsaber in Force Unleashed 1. He wielded 2 lightsabers in Force Unleashed 2. However, they did have Lord Starkiller DLC for both. So you had Lord Starkiller in Force Unleashed 1 as optional DLC, and they did also have it in Force Unleashed 2. So yeah, he was a clone. Although yeah, you're right. Like he's supposed to be a clone. They kind of made it a little ambiguous. Generally speaking, though, it's kind of considered canon that he was a clone that somehow was able to inherit Galen Merrick's force powers. Yeah, it's from both, Alex. This is like they had DLC of him in this armor in both the Force Unleashed 1 and 2. Yeah, correct. It was the Leia boss battle. And so yeah, he boss battled Luke and corrupted him because in Force Unleashed 2, when he fights Leia, he taunts Leia and says that he corrupted Luke. in the Force Unleashed 2 DLC, where you play as the Lord Revan. It's kind of cool.
Oh, do it. Hot damn.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, do not even think about it. Because
Force Unleashed came out a decade before this.
I have zero doubt that
this
you're going to fuck
Disney
her up. I
bullshit.
have
So
zero
no.
doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, probably more than a
if they
decade.
If they bring her into the Disney Star Wars universe, they'll make sure she has a girlfriend.
And she's not white.
Probably.
It explicitly clear that she's never going to hook up with Luke Skywalker. I don't even know how they would do that, because they would have to like shift the. So by the time she would even come into Disney Star Wars, Luke would be either dead or really old.
I don't know. At this point, whatever, if they do bring her in, just wipe your butt with it and go read the books.
Yes, Revan. Yes. The Force Unleashed 2 is basically what if. The Force Unleashed 1 is canon. The Force Unleashed 1 is canon to Star Wars. Lucasfilm and LucasArts said when they released The Force Unleashed 1 that it was canon to the Star Wars EU. But Force Unleashed 2 is basically not considered not canon. It is very much considered a what if. In bed. In other words, he's a two-pop chop. Tanashi, that would not surprise me in the slightest. If they introduce Mara Jade and she hooks up with Ahsoka. They in Dark Empire Saga, Palpatine is able to do that in the EU. Okay, he was able to do that? Okay. What if Disney makes Mara Ray's mother? Uncle, that honestly wouldn't surprise me. Like, basically, you can count on one thing. If Disney brings Mara Jade into the Star Wars, Disney Star Wars verse, they will fuck her up. And that's why no one wants that's why no one wants them to touch her.
Way better.
Well, I think most people at this point, I mean, given the state of Star Wars, I think they've wiped their ass with Star Wars.
The Force Unleashed is canon still, first. LucasArts flat out said it when it launched the game.
Unless you can find
it is canon.
Who legitimately is a fan of the books.
That came from LucasArts itself.
The character, and they find a way to make it to walk all this shit back, which I don't see how they can.
There's no way they can walk it back. I'm sitting there thinking like, there was an article circulating around just a couple of weeks ago that Star Wars had its best year ever for toy sales in 2011, a couple of years or a year before Disney bought it. And I'm like, that's kind of crazy, because there were no movies to push the toys, and they were still doing really, really well. It wasn't until Disney came along and flooded the market with a bunch of characters that nobody cares about that Star Wars cratered, right? And so that is a Disney thing, because Star Wars was a healthy brand before Disney bought it. And you can bitch about the prequels, you can bitch about the cartoon shows, whatever, but
Seb, I'm pretty sure you are correct. Basically, Disney said anything other than the original 6 movies was not canon in their little Disneyverse. Basically, Disney just said episodes 1 through 6 are the only thing that is canon to our Disneyverse. And everything else outside of that was not canon at all. They classified that as legends. Which, to that I say, you can't see it, but I'm giving Disney the middle finger right now. 2 middle fingers. Might as well double it up.
The toy sales were strong. Our kids, our son especially, grew up during the Clone Wars era.
Okay, gotcha.
So he knew Star Wars from Clone Wars and from Lego Star Wars. And he had Galactic Heroes and all that stuff. And they always flew off the shelves. You never saw Star Wars figures on clearance.
We had a heck of time finding Galactic Heroes half the time. There was a new set, you couldn't get it.
Even the
it's
prequel characters,
you know
even
me.
the Clone Wars characters. And they were very, very hard to find. Like, collectors are snapping them up too. But all that stuff had value. You never saw Star Wars ever. You never saw Star Wars stuff on clearance. And then Disney flooded the market, and everything went to hell. So
I mean, if you want
shocking,
a lightsaber,
Disney killed it.
It's going to be $325. It's going to be on the Disney Store tomorrow. It's going to come in a box. The box is cool with the box, because they're going to put like half of the the Empire.
Brockman, if you are so inclined, feel free to post pictures of your Mara Jade. Oh wait, you haven't gotten it yet. When you get it, feel free to post pictures of the lightsaber hilt, the box, and all the goodies you got with it in the Discord so we can all see if it's as cool as this website is making it out to be.
And half of the new Jedi Order. Like they're gonna put half and half of the symbol because it makes sense if you read the books. And there was a blue button and a red button, which I thought was also interesting. But it's cool. I don't think it's $325 cool. No. I'm sure they're like printing money at that point. It probably cost them like 20.
Like this, I could see them charging $150, depending on how much it costs to actually make it. Maybe $200 on the outside for the lightsaber, the box, the things you get with it. $150, $200. $325? Fuck no. I'm sorry, it's not worth that for basically a mantelpiece, basically. For you to basically just put this up and, have it as a display piece. $325 is way too much. I'm not sure that many of the Star Wars lightsabers that they sell, I mean, they might because Disney sells lightsaber hilts like this in their parks. Like they have Luke's they have Luke's lightsaber hilt, they have Anakin's lightsaber hilt, they have Mace Windu's, so on and so forth. I'm not sure, I cannot remember how much they were charging for them. Like, if this is made out of really good quality materials, great. I can tell you flat out, the ones that they, I'm guessing it's made of a good metal construction. That's my guess, is that this looks like it's not plastic, it's probably metal construction, probably got some weight to it. Construction-wise, it's probably okay.
$20 and then they're charging $325.
I'm sure.
But it's neat. It's limited. I honestly
correct. It does not
debated
vanish.
About getting one. I don't know what I do with it. But then I'm also like, but I'll be giving Disney money and then I'll be encouraging to do more. But they're going to sell out either way, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. But
someone check if they sold out. Someone jump on the website and see if they've sold out.
Every time Disney needs money, they just go back to old Star Wars. You know that?
Yeah, they do. And I think what they're doing is they're testing the waters. If this sells out quick and people really want this, then we need to make more Mara Jade shit, and then we need to bring Mara Jade into the current.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
And I'm like, no.
Oh, there won't be a warranty, Gore. Guarantee you that.
She's going to be Bizarro Mara Jade.
I'm seriously pissed about this. I really am. Because I know they're going to
ruin it. Of course you are, Kiki. You're a redhead. It's understandable.
Last major character, right? That they have one of the major characters.
Yes, Bobcat. I do. I do.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll happen. I mean, they're out of ideas. Like, I mean, if that doesn't show you how creatively bankrupt Lucasfilm is at this point, that they decanonize the expanded universe, and then to save their ass, they have to go back to the expanded universe.
They're probably doing a meeting. Like, what character do the original, like the Star Wars fans from 10 years ago still like? Mara
Shit,
Jade?
I forgot to turn that off.
I mean, they
find a way to
Boba
milk
Fett.
Mara.
Oh, God.
Shit, I'll do it after.
They ruined Boba Fett. How the hell can you ruin Boba Fett?
They found a way. How?
Yeah. Oh, my God. What they did to Boba Fett was cruel. They took one of the most popular characters in the Fett, and they cucked the fuck out of him. They literally cucked Boba Fett. Cause let's not fuck with it. The woman, what was her name? Fuck, what was her name? The woman that he rescued and got the cybernetics for her because she was gut shot. I don't even remember her fucking name. Fennec Shan. Yes, Fennec. Yeah. Fennec was the lead character in that. She was the one kicking ass. Boba Fett was secondary in his own fucking show. Boba Fett literally wandered around in his own fucking show, not knowing what to do. Fennec Shen was the one in charge. She was the smart one. She was the better fighter. She was the one in charge, and she was the one literally leading Boba Fett around the entire series, for the entire season. They literally made Boba Fett a secondary character in his own show. Yeah, she was. They should have given her own fucking show. And let's also not, yeah, Cad Bane, they kind of fucked with him. And let's not also fuck with it. Book of Boba Fett was Mandalorian season 2.5. Oh, don't even no, we're not even going to talk about the fucking Vespa jockeys. Yeah, but Book of Boba Fett was literally just the Mandalorian season 2.5. Because half of the fucking show was about Din Djarin. That was half of the fucking show.
One show was about, they made it about little Leia. Why would you even do that?
Basically, the rookie, yeah.
I mean, none of it makes sense. I mean, at least
oh,
it's
no kidding.
Chick, so you know,
no kidding, Atanashi.
Forefront. But I'm sure they're going to get somebody who's not right for the character. I'm sure it's going to be some agenda-driven bullshit, and I'm sure they're going to ruin her. But I think they're trying to find what's one thing that we can get those people back with. Oh, Mara Jade.
Oh, they'll give her red hair, but she'll have a side shave, and it'll be like Kool-Aid red, like she dyes it red.
They're gonna give her the. And yes, Dragon, Boba Fett's ship was, and always will be Slave One. Disney is saying, oh, you can't use the word slave because people will get triggered. Fuck Disney, by the way. And they're calling it the Fire Spray Starship. You, according to Disney, you can't call Boba Fett's ship Slave One anymore. To which every Star Wars fan looked at Disney and said, hey, Disney, kindly go fuck yourself. It was, and always will be Slave One. Just because you can't hear the word slave and not immediately run for the fucking thinking couch doesn't mean that the rest of the world has no balls like you. The rest of the world actually does understand what context fucking means. The rest of the world does know that when a ship is called Slave One, it is not basically an attack against black people. You dumb fucking idiots. So, Disney, you can call it the Fire Spray ship all you want. Actual Star Wars fans will continue to call it Slave One while simultaneously telling you to go fuck yourself with a nice bad dragon. It's Slave One.
And
the Tila 2.0.
Oh my god. All right, are we going to wrap this up?
Yes.
All right, please subscribe for more pop culture news.
Oh, I know, Dragon, I know.
We'll talk later.
Bye.
The sane ones do, Zeb. The sane ones do. The ones that don't live in, the ones that don't live on Twitter do know. Okay, that was an hour. Chat, we knew that was going to happen.